What is going on, guys? My name is Alex. Welcome back to a brand new video. Now today we're going to do another setup tour, guys. It has been 2 years that I did one and a lot of things have changed. I got a brand new computer, I got 2 brand new monitors, a brand new webcam, a desk lamp, a brand new microphone, a brand new camera, and all kinds of equipment around my camera as well. There's so much to cover in this video. Of course, I'm gonna also leave the links down in the description if you guys want to go ahead and check out a little bit more about certain products. So if you guys are excited for this brand new 2021 setup tour, make sure to smash the like button down below. Subscribe if you're here for the very first time watching. I would say let's get into all the equipment that I have standing right here, of course, right after the intro. Alright guys, so this is basically the set I've been using for about a year. So we're going to actually start off with, of course, the mouse and the keyboard. So this one has, of course, always been the one that I've been using for the past, I would say, 6 or 7 years. I think I got my first one in like 2014, which is a really nice one. I actually bought over the years maybe 1 or 2 extra because I knew that they were going to be discontinued. So that's why I wanted to have a couple more. So I got multiple ones. I think the second one was like a year later, and then the multiple ones were, I think, in 2016, that I knew like they're gonna get, of course, out of production. So it's nice to have also right here this one, also one in the studio. So right now this is still the same keyboard as always in all the setup tours, the Roccat MK Glow, as you guys can see right here. It's a really nice blue lighted keyboard. It has black switches and it is nothing really to complain about and or to even swap out, because this one is really comfy, especially as well with this wrist rest. So that's what I've been using as well for the same monitors, the Hercules DJ Monitor 5 that I've been using, I think, for about 6 or 5 years. And the things that are actually new are way more exciting because, of course, these things are not new for you guys. So the first new thing that I want to show you guys is, of course, the Benq Monitor that I've been using for about roughly a week, because right now, of course, this video is going to be published later than it's been recorded. I think maybe a couple days, because it depends, because this video has to go first, of course. So I actually got 2 of them. Benq was really kind enough to send me 2 of these monitors because they wanted me to review one, because of course I had 2 different Benq monitors and then I would have 2 different ones. So a big shout out to them for sending over 2 ones. The review has been already published on the channel. You can also check out the card right here if you want to check it out. And right here we also have this really cool desk lamp, as you guys can see. So if you press on the power button, as you notice, the lamp goes on and you can see that it's clearly a really nice light. You can put up the brightness, as you can notice right here, like that. You can also put it down, and you can also choose how warm do you want the light. Do you want to have it really cold like this one, or do you want to have it really warm, depending on if you're editing or working at night. The link is also down in the description to this desk lamp, and it's really cool that Benq also send over this one. And of course it is all listed down below if you want to see a separate video about this one. So this one is also new. This one is the Logitech, I think, C925. Because I believe that the last one I had was a C920, but this one is just way more advanced. The quality is way better in my opinion, and I think this one was a little bit more expensive side. I think this one was like between 100 and 200, but it's just really nice to have this kind of webcam to use it also long term. And then of course it is standing on this simple tripod, and then this one as well that I've been using for many years. And then of course this ring light that I got, I think around in 2018. I don't really think it has a brand on it. It was really cheap. I think it was like 50 or 60 bucks for this one. But of course, back then when I got this light, I wasn't really aware of like this Kelvin name of terms of like how warm a light goes and how bright and everything like that. So right now, if I'm going to get a second one, which is recommended to me, right now I'm going to also get that one onto that little stand on the back. So that basically means that I'll be swapping all of my soft boxes to ring lights. So one over there and one over there to have, of course, this equal lighting. And then of course the Shure SM7B, the microphone that you guys are all familiar with, that I've been using for about 2.5 years to get this microphone along with this interface, the Focusrite one, and as well, as you can notice right here in their huge cable mess right there at the very bottom, you guys can notice this blue cloud lifter that I also got for the Focusrite and the Shure microphone. Okay, so now that we are on the most important part of my setup, which is the computer. So of course I did a PC build, I think around May or June last year when we built this one from scratch. This is not a pre-built computer, guys. Everything came separately. I ordered everything separately, from the graphics card to the fans to the CPU to the entire case to the SSD. Right now, as you notice, I have to use tape because right now my SSD is kind of in a way where if I would actually plug this guy in, it works fine. Then right now, if I would now shut off my computer and if I would start it off again or up again, right now I have to reinsert this SSD. So I think it might be faulty in a way, that the SSD slot may be corrupted in a way. I don't really hope it's the motherboard, but of course I was looking into getting this adapter. But right now it just works, and I just really have to get my hands on this adapter. Getting an SSD is kind of like a new one. It's kind of a pain in the ass, of course, but nothing really to complain about, especially with only the SSD. But everything is working really smoothly. It's really powerful. I've been rendering videos so much quicker. The video about the PC build is in the description, but if you guys want to have a few quick specs, the graphics card is a Panasonic Gh5 RTX 2070, and then we also have a CPU which is in Ryzen i7, and I gotta think about which one actually it was. I can't find it on the top of my head, but of course everything is listed down in the description what I've been using for the past year. So if you want to see what kind of CPU I have, it is all down below, so you can just open it up right now while watching this video. I have this white CPU cooler as well. It is water cooled, so that's actually a really nice detail, and of course it has 64 gigs of RAM. That is basically it for the main hardware of my computer that I've been using since about May last year. So then right here, as you notice, we also have this Samsung Q9U microphone that has been sent to me for review, and then for regular gaming on my computer I use a PS4 controller, and it is just handy to use this one wirelessly on Bluetooth on my computer, so I don't have to use a cable. My mouse pads are the Roccat Senses one. This is the Comet, and this one is like, I think, some sort of like a tiger, or like just the regular cat in an evil way by Roccat, of course. And then that's pretty much it for everything that I've been using. Quite a lot of things have changed, but of course the design and how I keep my mouse pads and my monitors and everything like that is just exactly the same. And of course my old computer, the Acer one, is just in the back, you know, in the studio to record music right there. It also has a same interface that I got, I think it was like June or April last year as well, because these Focusrite interface are just really nice for external audio recording, or just recording with a powered, you know, microphone if it's an XLR one. And as well, this little device that I reviewed also about 2.5 years ago, and I think it was like around 2018, the Shuttle Pro that I've been using. And it's just a really handy tool if you guys want to use, for example, to scroll through your timeline. You can just use this one to go back and forth. You can lower the volume if you want to. You can press play. You can really customize every single knob that you can see right here to certain things, but I just mainly use this one to lower the volume and as well just to scroll through my timeline. So it's a really nice setup. And of course for the boom arm, I still use the Rode PSA1 that I've been using since 2018 as well. And then the only things that are new is of course the two monitors, my computer, the webcam, and this really nice little desk lamp that you guys have also can check out. But of course the thing that I'm the most excited about, guys, is my camera. So the thing that I actually wanted to do is I wanted to upgrade back to a DSLR, because in 2014, because back in 2014 I used a Canon 600D, but I just wanted to upgrade and of course save my revenue from back then. So I got a G7X until about, I think it was September last year that I got this GH5, but I'm gonna just go ahead and switch back to my iPhone to show you guys some really cool specs about this camera itself. Alright guys, so this is just my setup, actually broken down quite a bit, because of course right now I'm also using my clip-on microphone that you can notice right here, but of course I'll also talk about that one, as it is a pretty standard one. It is just about like $100 microphone that you guys can check out in the description down below. So this is the GH5 with a small rig cage. That basically means that you can go and, you know, mount certain things on it. So if you have, for example, this little pin that you can screw in and out, it is really cool that you can just have this one and you can just, for example, place it right here. You can screw it in, and then you have, for example, this Falcon Eyes F7 lamp that I always lay down right there in the back, just so I can, for example, turn this on, and you can really turn all kinds of colors that you like. So you have a display at the very back that you can just see how you want to have your colors to be. So if I press down right here, as you can see, it will actually change the brightness. So if I move, for example, move it to right here, as you notice, it gets brighter and brighter. And then if I, tap this one, I can go to the hue, the H right there. And then if I hold this little wheel sideways, as you notice, it will change color. And then if you let it go, for example, like that, it will stay on green. And you can also choose different modes. If you press the power button, for example, once, as you notice, it can go into certain colors. This one is blue. You can also have white, warm white, and then you can also have, for example, different modes such as a really nice coloring fade, as you can notice. And it is just a nice, really nice lamp to adjust it onto your rig. It is a really nice rig, and of course you can also charge it right here. And then at the bottom it has this screw hole, so if I want to mount this one onto my camera, I can just go ahead and place it. Wait, I'm gonna turn it off for just a second. I can just really simply just place this guy right here, and I can just screw this guy on. But just to show you guys that if you have this little screwing hole, you can just use any of these pins. If I go ahead and do it like this, so I can just point this guy upwards like that, and then if you take your falconized lamp, you can just place it right there onto the screwing hole, and then if you can screw it tight just like this, you can really have a nice lighted shot with any lighting you have, if it's for example a colored one. And then as you can see, you have this really nice light that you can just turn on, and then everything in front of your camera is nicely lit into a certain color, if it's for example white, or just a different one depending on what you need. And that is what I've been using to lit the background under the guitars, because I just have standard LEDs behind the guitars, and then if I want to have this orange and teal look, I just put these ones to orange, and then right there I would just put the blue little lamp, and that is what I've been using. I also got this really nice Gorilla Pod to put down on the, for example, on the speaker if I want to go and record my intro and my outro. And I also got a brand new MacBook. It's the M1 MacBook from 2020, just to be traveling. For example, if I need to go, well, it's a little bit different with Corona right now, but if I need to be, for example, in the car somewhere or on a train or wherever, and I need to edit a video or something like that, I can just take this laptop with me, and then I can just edit straight on there. I have to mention that Vegas Pro is not available on Mac. There's simply no Mac version for Vegas Pro, so I actually did have to put on a Windows version on this one, but I just mainly use the Mac OS system for all the other things, but mainly for editing and for making thumbnails I just use Windows on this MacBook until Magix comes out with a brand new version of Vegas. Maybe Vegas 19 will be compatible with MacBook, but for now I just have to use this one on a Windows version. So right now that's pretty much it for the camera itself. It is just a really nice setup. And of course, right now what I've been using on my shirt is this MK7 receiver. So this is just a little device that you just screw underneath onto your camera, and then you can just have the other part, for example, on the back of your jeans, and then the cable goes just under your shirt, and then you can go ahead and clamp it just like this, and then you have a really nice external audio. You can just go ahead and switch up from the channels. Right here we can switch channels. We can even make the microphone higher or softer with this volume. Right now the volume is on 7. I'm on channel 4 and I'm on 573.800 frequency. That's what I've been using for external audio, but mainly in front of the computer. It's always been, of course, the SM7B or the Samsung Q9U microphone. And on the Gh5, I just film in 50 frames per second, and I just record in the way where I can get into my phone itself to use an app called Image App. So then I just connect this one to Wi-Fi through my phone, and then I can just sit in the chair, and then I don't have to go ahead and stretch my arm all the way out to, for example, turn on the focus wheel to get myself sharp. I just use my phone to manually adjust the focus. And that's basically what I use for my primary camera. For recording, it is the Panasonic Gh5. And of course, the link is also down in the description as well, with a 12 by 60 millimeter lens. The last thing that I have right here is this new tripod. It's a really big one. It literally cannot fit behind my screen right there with the ring light as well. So this is the Benro, as you notice, KHA26NL. It's a pretty decent one. You can really make this one, I think, about 1.80 meters. That's really cool that you can have this sturdiness into a tripod. It is just needed because I'm literally not going to use a $30 or $40 tripod that's going to hold a $2 grand camera. That's not going to happen. So right now this one is very sturdy, also very sturdy for outside recordings as well. Once Corona is going to allow it again to create some really amazing effects outside. But that's basically what I've been using as well for a tripod. Alright guys, so this is how I use my camera. Of course, this is the remote control. As you notice, I just have my preview of my camera, so I see myself right now in this way where I have this focus menu. I can stop recording, you know, adjust the white balance, the ISO, everything that I need to do to get started on recording. And this is what I've been using for pretty much about a year, like I mentioned a couple times, since everything is pretty new. I still have to get used to a lot of stuff, such as certain settings into the camera, to the microphone, to have everything perfect. So that's basically what I've been using, guys. Also behind me, as you notice, this really small Ikea lamp that for I think it was like $8 or $9, just to make sure that my background isn't too black on the left side, because I have a bunch of lights on the right of me on the guitars, just to make a little bit more of a contrast. So guys, that's it for this video. That's it for this setup tour, and that's basically what I've been using. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. This is all equipment that I've been using for the past year or so, since I got the brand new computer, everything like that. The links are down in the description if you guys want to go ahead and check them out. Thanks a lot for your continued support, and I'll see you guys obviously in the next video.